What's up, everybody? It's Jeremy here. I'm ocean bound and I'm in Rhode Island. Super stoked about that. I have a mission this week. F1 has sent me a 4.5 meter swing wing, and they also sent me an Eagle X 800 foil. This is day 3 of me trying it and basically any sort of situation that I possibly can. The waves today are like kind of wind swell waves, but they're not like, they should be like 3 feet or so. I have to ride this swing in waves, and I only have this swing and the Eagle X for a week. I've already had it for like 2 days, and this looks like it's like the only wave situation that I may have. I've been told the F1 swing is the one F1 wing this year that I would gravitate to. I tried a 4.5 meter strike and I tried a 4.5 meter origin. I prefer the origin, actually. I'm hoping that the swing is kind of in between the origin and the strike, but we'll see. The one thing I did notice from the last session I had is that it's super light. I mean, it just feels bananas light, and I love that. So that should be pretty cool. A huge shout out to Billy and everyone at F1 for being able to send this stuff to me. It's a long time coming for me to be able to demo this swing. Couldn't be more stoked, so thank you very much, and I'm just gonna shred it as hard as I can today. Super excited. It's nice to have a mission. It's nice to be on some F1 stuff. Let's flip this around, see what Second Beach looks like. All right, here we go. Hi.
Hi.
Do you guys take credit card?
We don't, not for day pass. Yep, go ahead and do it.
Thank you. All right, so it's freaking gorgeous here. I love the coastline down here. It's so cool. So I'm just so stoked to be down here. The wind's looking pretty good. It's like this nice rolling swell, so it should be like the ultimate test or just like fun like area landscape for me to foil with that Eagle X 800. Let's go hit the water. Here we go. All right, bumps are good. Light for sure. So gorgeous. I'm so blessed. I'm so stoked. So happy. Lucky. Awesome. Thanks everyone. Oh, I'm so stoked I got to ride this F1 gear. I got to ride that Eagle X for 4 sessions and the 4.5 meter swing for 3 sessions. Only one of the sessions, this one, is what I'd call like a decent, ocean bump session. So if I had more time in better conditions, I'd go full review, but I don't, so these are my brief comments on these. My thoughts on the swing first. Okay, it's stupid light. Like, I love holding a wing that feels like this. It's so rad. Power-wise, in light winds, it doesn't have a lot. It's a 4.5, so I wasn't really expecting it to, but it was new and not blown out, so I did take it out in light conditions with high hope. But when I had enough wind, it was great, and it did everything I wanted it to. Drifts decent, but I still needed to drag it behind me sometimes when the wind was light. It crosses in front of the window while you're doing jibes with just like minimal effort. I was like spinning it around and rotating it over my head and whatnot. The upwind tacks are great. It doesn't pull you upward too much. The handles are fine. I love a lot of hard handles, but I don't mind the F1 soft handles. The problem is after riding hard handles for the last 2 months, I realized that like when I try to like get my grip in like the front corner of the handle, just the way it's bent, it would like slide out a little bit. So it'd be nice to see what the new F1 hard handles are like. I'm especially curious on how like, thick they are. I can imagine if it's got more girth than, the soft handles, it would make them worse, but I hope to try them someday. I wasn't burying the wingtips like my V3 Strikes, so that's good, and I didn't really jump with it just because I didn't have a ton of power in my sessions. So overall, I think this is a great wing. My current criteria is that wings are light, they drift well, and they have a decent amount of power. So this checks all those boxes. I was hoping that I could get to my wing dealer so I could do a direct back-to-back comparison with the Origin, but I just wasn't able to make that 2-hour drive, happen in this week that I had this in my possession. So now onto the Eagle X, right? The Eagle X 800, aspect ratio 12. This thing is a sharp beast. When underpowered, it's not the easiest to get up on foil. My newer Army HAs, you can kind of pump them up. In the Eagle X, I feel like I need a little speed or power to get them up. So in my opinion, there's not a huge amount of low end lift, even though I read earlier today on their website that it's designed for easy takeoffs. Maybe that's for paddling, I'm not really sure. But you can tell these things are super efficient through the water. I thought that I was going much faster than the GPS says I was. For 2 different sessions, I was maxing out at 22 miles an hour, and I couldn't get it to go beyond 22, but I swear I was going 25, and I know that it's got more high end over that. So at speed, it felt super smooth and not tweaky at all. I love the way it turns. You can crank turns on it and you almost feel like you can speed up. It's like you feel the G-forces add up in your body. And you can push tighter turns, but it also loves doing like, longer, more drawn out natural turns as well. It certainly suited my style of riding. The wingtips are scary pointy, and I'd be super careful not to knock your board over in like the parking lot or on the beach, because you may lose a winglet. but I was able to push the wingtips out of the water until about half of the wing was out of the water before I dropped out. That's definitely noteworthy and awesome. There's no fear of repercussions, you know, when you're doing aggressive turning. So I love that. It doesn't really have the lowest stall speed. I dropped out on it a lot, especially while pumping to stay up. I did have that 145, and I think it's an XXXS stab, so that may not have helped, but you know, I'll be the first to admit my pumping technique like isn't the best. So there may be some unique trick to it, to pump it, that I just haven't really unlocked yet. Sometimes I'd kind of peel off the back of a wave and I wasn't really able to connect to another wave. If I could keep my speed up, it'd be fine, but a lot of times I kept losing my speed if I wasn't actively riding the wave. And I was trying to pump it on the flat water, and like I said, it was okay for a little bit, but then I would just lose speed. Jumping was surprisingly awesome on the Eagle X. One of my sessions I rode it at flat water with an old 5.5 meter, and it would randomly crank to over 20, and I'd send it whenever the conditions are favorable, and it just had great pop, and the re-entry and the reactivation was just like, it was great. I loved it. It got me stoked on the flat water for sure. And so I'd say the Eagle X is 100% okay for winging. I'd probably go for an 800 and 1,000, or maybe like a 700 and 1,000. I'd use both for winging, but I'd be keen to try that 1,000 to paddle it up, you know, with my downwind board. I'm just not really sure if my skill level's there yet to kind of like unlock it. So please understand that I only had a week to ride these things, and I feel like all of the sessions were suboptimal, but I truly did enjoy both the swing and the 800 Eagle X. So that's it. A huge thanks to Billy and everyone at F1 for sending me to demo. I totally appreciate the opportunity for being able to ride these. So if you're interested in seeing some more of my videos and you haven't done so already, please consider clicking that subscribe button or not. Drop me a comment. Feel free to ask me any questions. Let me know what you think about the swing or the Eagle X, or just say hi. And with that, I hope all of you are doing well out there. I'll see you soon on the flip and wish you all an awesome day. Later.